Welcome everybody back to the Boudoir. I am your host, Aisha Jones, and I cannot believe we are here for episode 7. We are in our 7th week of the Boudoir, and each and every week I just get even more excited because the weeks are racking up under my belt. Consistency is a very, very touchy subject for me. That's why I put so much emphasis on the number because I'm here for 7 weeks now, y'all. This is crazy. I really wanted to reflect on my time moving to Chicago, moving from the East Coast. I was born and raised in New Jersey, and then I moved to Delaware for a couple years, and then I finally made the move by myself to Chicago, all by myself with no family members. I don't know anybody here. I do now, but when I first moved here, I didn't know anyone here, so it was literally just me taking the plunge. I can look back and say I am so happy I made this decision. It's crazy because there's been so many life events. I feel like that has kind of happened for me. Well, not so many. I won't gas it like that. But I feel like there's just been a lot of life that I've lived. But it also doesn't feel like it's been a year. I can't even believe, the evolution that I feel like I've had and the growth that I feel like I've had since moving on my own. And I've learned so many great lessons. Some of them were tough, some of them were not easy, trust me, but I feel like overall I've become so much more of a happy person. And I just can't explain it, especially with this sun coming out and it's spring and we're about to get this new energy coming in. Now that this is my moving anniversary, I just feel like it's been so cool to see my growth. So that's basically what we're going to talk about today. But before we get into this episode, I want to make sure that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel, honey, because we are so close. We are about to kiss 100 subscribers. We are so close to that. So if you could do me a huge favor and subscribe and like this video while you're at it, that would mean the world to me. And also, I want to say thank you because we actually hit a milestone for my audio version of my show. We reached 50 downloads. 50 people was hold up, this girl is spitting, and they downloaded my episodes to their phone. So if you are a part of that 50, thank you so much. I'm also part of that 52 because I be downloading my own episodes. Shh, don't tell nobody. I be downloading my own stuff. But I just actually really want to say thank you. It's just so cool. Every single time I come on here, I say it, but this whole experience is literally so fulfilling for me. So thank you if you appreciate what I'm saying, if you like what I'm saying, even if you don't like it. I just appreciate you for listening and watching me. So thank you. So if you're ready to hear about my moving journey and the things I've learned over the past 365-ish days, stick around, pour yourself up something comfortable. What? Pour yourself up something to drink or do whatever you need to do to get comfortable, girl, because I clearly don't know what I'm trying to say here. All I'm saying is that it is time for the boudoir. So I'm kind of going to be talking about a lot of different things in this video. I'm going to talk a little bit about the practical ways that I moved out of my house and what I did to move halfway across the country. If you want, I can do a full video of actual tips, practical tips to move out of your house. Maybe I'll do that on my main channel, but it's going to be more of what I learned and then also just things that I'm learning. I'm 26. I'm going through this transition. This is my Saturn return. They say from 25 to 29 is when you hit your second puberty. So I've been feeling that and getting comfortable with these growing pains and also growing, what's the opposite of pain? Growing pleasures, I guess. It's just been such a treat to come into my own. And even in the hard times, as you guys know, I went through a layoff, in this past year, which was crazy. It was something I would have never expected before I picked up everything and moved to Chicago. I just thought everything was going to be okay, and it still is, girl, of course, but just a lot of things that I've learned and experienced, and I just want to talk to you guys about it. You are probably somebody who was gearing up for a move or you are interested in moving out, and I just want to say I hope you are able to find the apartment, the house, the whatever of your dreams because you deserve it. It is truly such an unmatched feeling to live by yourself. There is nothing like it. Okay, these people be trying to scare us and you're gonna be a cat lady and you're gonna be alone. They're trying to scare you because they don't want you to see how great this side of living is. You can literally pick up and go as you please. You can stay home for a week straight if you want to. Is that healthy? Probably not, but you can. The choice is yours if you would like to, which is something I do sometimes because I just truly love being alone and like having dance parties in the middle of your kitchen at 3 a.m., making ramen whenever you want. Like there's just so many cool factors of just having your own autonomy and like not having to hear nobody. Like no offense, I love my mom. I love, everybody that I've ever lived with, my college roommates, but like sometimes it's just nice to have your own space, and it's just been so incredible. Like, oh, I actually wanted to show you guys this TikTok that I watched because it kind of it was like in synchronicity with the episode that I was going to put out. This beautiful lady was talking about how she was sitting in bed eating fried chicken, watching Love is Blind, and she was like, this is literally the life. So here it is.
Guys, name a better life. I'm at home right now, just got back from work, and I'm sitting on my bed having fried chicken, watching Love is Blind. I'm disgusting, but I'm a happy girl, I can do whatever I want. No one is checking in on me. No, like I'm not worrying about anyone. I'm not stalking a guy's following list. Like I'm not caring the guy's like smoking up or drinking or getting drunk. No, I just care about Love is Blind. And what is the next lamp that I should buy? What should I wear to work tomorrow? Don't let anyone convince you that this is not it. Let's all just calm the down. We're not running out of time, okay? We are happy. And I'm so fun. Actually, no, not even as a friend. Me alone in my house, like I'm literally talking to myself. There is no one around me and it's quiet. And if today I decide I want to go to sleep at 9:30 p.m., I can. Why was I told that this is lonely and unhappy? Because holy shit, my brain sleeping.
Do not let these people scare you into thinking that being alone is some scary boogeyman we should be scared of. No, okay? How you feel when you're alone is up to you. If you are at peace with yourself, even if you have, internal things going on, just having the space and the solitude and the peace to actually like think things through and ask yourself the hard questions, even in difficult times, is just so unmatched. Like the quiet is something I will never take for granted. Because let's be honest, like, if your plan is to get married and have kids eventually, you're going to be single and alone for less time than you are, being a mother or being a father, having a family. You're going to spend more time doing that than you are being by yourself. So like this is just, I'm soaking it all in. I have loved every second of it. I have always dreamed since I was a little girl to have my own apartment in like a big city somewhere, and to be living that dream out has been so much fun. But yeah, let's get into some of the things I learned because I like to talk and I want to actually get into it. So the first thing is going to be, if you are planning on moving or you want to make a move, make sure you think it through. Maybe you had a fight with your mom or something, or your siblings, and you're like, I want to get out of this house. That's a valid feeling. That's fine. But just make sure that you think it through and you don't just like make a rash decision to book a plane ticket somewhere and just figure it out. Please make sure you are saving as much as you possibly can. Save every single penny, okay? Every time you want to go order out food, think about the fact that you could be using that money to order food in your new building or your new city you live in, okay? So save, think it through. Don't just make snap decisions as much as we may want to just pick up and leave. Make sure you are thinking about it. And if you are wanting to move to a new city, especially if you're coming from a small town, definitely make sure you're researching that city. That's what I did. Like when I don't know, Chicago was never on my radar. Ever. I was thinking of moving to New York. I was like, I've been living on the East Coast my whole life. I've seen New York. I'm good. And then I was thinking about moving to LA. I don't think LA is for me. I didn't want to do the South. I didn't want to do anything. But then I was like, I've never been to Chicago. Like, I wonder what that's like. And then I would just like research videos. I would look at apartment videos on YouTube. I would look on TikTok, and then I would research like what's the cost of living, all the boring stuff, and like what would my bills look like. And I was just trying to like calculate the cost of living and see if I could afford it. August of 2022 for my birthday, I took a solo trip to Chicago because I was like, before I make this move, let me make sure I actually like it and I feel safe there. And I fell in love with this city, like the architecture, the water, the lake, like everything is just, I love it. It's not perfect, but I love it. But I took like a year or two or like a year and a half to like research and save my money and like really think it through. Don't try to force a situation. Like if it doesn't feel right, if it feels like you're trying to force it to make it work, it's probably not going to be the best choice. It might, but it's better to proceed with caution, especially if you are moving like from New Jersey to LA or something. Like definitely do your research, definitely visit, like make sure you actually enjoy it. Okay, the next thing I learned, and this is actually something my friend told me and figured out when she first moved out into her own place, is that it might actually take a while for you to like settle in and realize that you're actually making a huge life decision. Like you'll already be moved in, you're gonna be so wrapped up with like flights, and for me I had to make sure my cat was good going through the airport. That was a lot. I just had like so much going on, and then maintenance and getting your utilities turned on and unpacking, and like for the first like 6+ months I didn't even like fully register like, hold up, I really did this, like I really moved out. It wasn't until I went to happy hour one day and I was sitting at a bar, and then this lady was there sitting next to me, and we were just kind of talking. I think she was in her 40s actually, and we were just kind of talking. I was telling her about how, I had just moved here and I'm young and blah, blah, blah. And she was just looking at me like, wow, you are so brave. Like you really did something incredible. And I was kind of just like dumbfounded. I was like, wait, she's right. Like I never actually took the time to like be proud of myself for achieving this, because I was so wrapped up in like, the daydreaming process and the manifestation process. And of course, with that, you have to treat it as if you already have what you're looking for so that it makes it happen sooner. If you're into manifestation, you know what I'm talking about. But, I had just been in this like, I don't want to say survival mode, but I had just been in this like go, go, go mode that I had not really taken a chance to like sit back and be like, hold on, I just completely changed the trajectory of my life. Like, I moved from what I knew, like my hometown. Granted, I was living in another state at the time, but like I moved away from my family. I didn't know anybody here. That was kind of crazy. And I never really like actually sat down to acknowledge that until I had that conversation with the lady. And then my friend was telling me too that like, it's going to take a little bit for it to settle in, but when it finally does, you're going to have this moment with yourself and kind of like face all of the things that you've been putting off while you were living at home. So like if you had traits about yourself that you knew were kind of toxic, or, just thought patterns that you repeat, there's going to come a time where you finally like settle down and you get used to where you're living, that all of these things are going to come up. And it's important when those feelings come up, and when it comes time, you will know once you move out, it's going to be all fun and games and stuff. And you're going to have that honeymoon period of like trying new restaurants and going to new places. If you're moving in the summertime, once fall comes, once winter comes, that's when like the time for reflection happens. And then you're just thinking about all of the things, that brought you to this point. And it's actually not as scary and as daunting as it sounds. It's actually kind of nice to have the freedom and the peace and like kind of getting away from it all to kind of just settle your thoughts. And like you kind of have to reparent yourself almost and like retrain how you go about situations. Like I have a tendency to be a people pleaser. I have a tendency to self-sabotage and procrastinate and all that stuff. And like moving out has given me the chance and like the quiet and the tranquil that I needed to actually address that stuff about myself and be honest. Like, of course I already knew these things about myself while I was living at home, but like you kind of have more distractions, I feel like. But when you're actually, a home alone by yourself, there's nobody there, it's quiet, it really gives you a chance to like process all of the things you've ever gone through in life. And like that has just been so freeing for me. Like it actually has been. I know a lot of people like to get on like the self-improvement people on YouTube and TikTok and stuff, like you're always trying to fix yourself, you're always trying to do something, like you're okay as you are. And yeah, I actually do agree with that. Like you should absolutely, take the time to show yourself compassion and appreciate the you that got you to where you are. Like there's no reason to like shame and talk down about the person you used to be, because they got you here. Like she got you to where you are now. So I don't do that. Like I always say, like my past self, me, and my dream leveled up self, we're all the same people. Like we're always having meetings, we're always hearing each other out, because we're always going to be with each other forever. The past me, if she has like insecure thoughts or, thoughts that we've worked through and they're always there. Like I said, they're always going to be there. It's not like they're going anywhere. But now that I know what I know now, I'd like to think I'm leveled up-ish. Like I always got more to go, but I feel like I'm in a good place in my life right now. And having the tools now to advocate for myself and to speak up for myself and to do what I know is right for me, it's been unmatched. Like, it's just crazy, the growth that I've had. Like, even speaking up for myself, I used to have such a problem speaking up for myself. Even like rude cashiers at the store, or like just people that try to like play with you and try to just like treat you in certain ways and see how you're gonna react. I've actually been speaking up for myself, and it feels so empowering because it's like I'm living on my own. I don't have my mommy here to advocate for me. Now, she would absolutely hop on a flight to Chicago if necessary, and I appreciate her for that. But it's like I'm my own person. I'm starting my own legacy. I have to speak up for myself. I have to advocate for myself. I have to, put myself first, because ain't nobody else gonna do it. I don't know nobody here. Like, nobody is invested in me enough for them to care about me in that extent. Learning how to listen to myself and listen to my intuition. That's another thing. Your intuition is going to be tested, and take those tests and use it to strengthen yourself. If you are getting ready to go out and all of a sudden you get a pin in your stomach, like, oh, for some reason, I just feel like I don't need to be outside tonight. Listen to it. Whether something actually happens or not, it doesn't matter. Just practice listening to yourself. I think the problem is we try to gaslight ourselves into thinking we don't feel a certain way. Like, no, you feel uneasy for some reason. Are you being irrational? Who knows? Honor what you feel. If you feel like you should not be going outside, don't go. I don't care who gets disappointed. If you feel like, this route that you usually take home, for some reason you want to take a different route, take that different route. Maybe you'll find like a new way to get home, and it's like now you're learning your surroundings more. Like, I know for me, I finally feel like I'm at a point where like I know 10 different ways to get to my house. I can tell Ubers where to go. I'm good. Like, I have a good sense of my surroundings. So practice listening to yourself. Even if you think you sound crazy, even whatever, like, just listen and at least know that you can trust yourself, because the more you listen to yourself, subconsciously you're telling your brain, I believe in you, I trust you, I'm listening to you, I'm not going to ignore you. You'll feel more confident navigating in life when you listen to yourself and you trust your instincts. So that's why when everybody's like, oh, trust your intuition, it's not just for decoration. Like, no, you really have to. And like, that's a muscle you have to flex. And that's something that's only going to happen when you put yourself out in the wild and you have to now live for yourself. And that's exactly what I did moving out. Like, it's just been so, it's been cool. Knowing that I have my own back is actually really reassuring. But also knowing that I have a community and tribe at home, just in case anything happens or if they need me. Like, my friend, if she knows I'm not feeling my best, she'll be like, do I need to come to Chicago and we need to have a girls' weekend? Because maybe we do. Or like, my mom will send me care packages. My sister will FaceTime me. Like, I have a great community. That's another thing I learned. I don't even need my notes. Everything's up here. I have learned that I have such a great community of people around me. Like, I feel like when you live at home and you have access to the people around you, as terrible as this sounds, this is going to sound so mean-spirited, but it's like you almost take them for granted because they're there. So you're like, that's my mom. Like, of course you're grateful for what they do, but it's like when you're not in that environment and when you're having hard days and you can text your mom, or your friend calls you out of the blue, like, that type of stuff just reminds you have so much already. I think we're always looking toward like the next best thing, and I like to do that. I'm a very ambitious person. We're always looking for the next best thing to fill our cup. But also, I have so much already. Like, I have great friends. I have amazing family that truly care about me. And I think a lot of that also comes with age too. Like, we hold on to like such little things that when you move away, you see the bigger picture. It's like, I don't need to get hung up on these little things. Like, they don't matter as much as I thought they did. And, it's like this new wave of friendships and relationships I'm having with, my family and stuff. It's like, cool. We're starting off on a different foot. And it's like we're cultivating a new type of relationship. And I think when everybody's like an adult and everybody can understand each other better, like it just makes it so much more harmonious. And speaking on gratitude, I've also learned to literally appreciate the little things. Like I feel like moving out has made my brain calm down a little bit because I tend to overthink, and I feel like living alone kind of forces you to think more rationally and logically and like slow down. I've just even like waking up, you know, I have floor to ceiling windows. That was something I was literally on my knees praying for every single night. And it's like, I never want that to get old. I never want me to go in this place and see these stainless steel appliances and have a dishwasher. And I don't want it to just be like, you know, just a little thing. No. I want to look at it and be giddy and excited. Every time I pull up to my apartment, I'm like, yo, I live here. I did this. Like, I don't ever want that. Like, I don't ever want that excitement to wear off. Like, I never want to downplay what I did. Cause like this isn't a huge feat. Like rent is freaking expensive out here these days. Y'all know how expensive these bills are. Like, that's incredible that I can support myself. That is, I don't take that lightly. But like I was saying with the windows, it's like even something as small as, you know, the sun coming into your house. It's like, bro, if the sun didn't rise, we would all be out of here. We would all be gone. Okay? Like just little things like that, even the birds chirping, walking around, living in a walkable city, like it'll just give you new perspective on life. And like, these are things we should already know, and like we do know that, but when you can actually put it into practice and practice gratitude, it's a whole different ball game. And I feel like living alone has, you know, every meal that I have, even having a full fridge of food, like that is a privilege that a lot of people don't have. Being able to turn your lights on, being able to, you know, do this, record little silly videos, like I just don't ever want to take this lightly. And just, you know, just life in general, I don't ever want to take anything lightly. Like my family, my friends, I don't know why I'm getting like emo, like I don't know, I just get so I just have like a new appreciation for life and like the people in my life. Jeez, I did not think I was gonna cry in this episode. I thought this was just gonna be like a basic little thing, but I just think about all the stuff I used to like freak out about and get so upset over. It's like so minuscule into comparison to like the bigger picture. I've also gotten really comfortable with quiet and like just peace and quiet. And I know I talked about that before, but you know, I've been with this like newfound peace that I've been feeling. I've been having so many more breakthroughs like that. Like even the most simple things like showing gratitude. Like I just think when you have the space and the freedom and the comfort to let all of your walls down. I've also learned there's no point in lying to yourself. Like you have to be so honest with yourself. That is, honesty to yourself is literally one of the best and highest forms of self-care. Like if you can't be honest with you, who can you be honest with? If there's things that you don't like about yourself, or you know that you can do better and improve, it's not about there being anything wrong with you. It's just that, you know, you're honest and you know where you want to be and you know where you are and you know what adjustments you have to, you know, make. Having the space and the peace and the quiet to do that, it's going to make it so much easier for you to make decisions and truly trust yourself and trust your own judgment. Here's another thing I learned. It's not going anywhere. Okay? Those tacos are not going anywhere. That burger is not going anywhere. The restaurant, the club, the bar, it's not going anywhere. You live here now. You can go whenever you want. You don't have to do everything all at once. Like for me, I was like, oh my God, all these food options. Like I was just eating. I was eating. April, May, I was outside. No, maybe like the first 3 or 4 months, I was just outside because it was the summertime too. Like I came here right at the end of March, and like when I like finally started getting a little accustomed and unpacked, it became summer. So I had to go out. I had to go see what was going on at the restaurants. But my pockets definitely felt that. So I say that to say it's all going to be there. You know, you don't have to rush and do everything. Like pace it. Stick to once a week, maybe even once every other week, depending on what your budget is. Like it can get out of hand really fast. And you know, I'm new to the city life. Like, I've never lived in a city before. I've never actually lived in a city and like had all of this stuff in my proximity. So I was like a kid in a candy store. I was like going to events and happy hours and here, there, everywhere. And it was really nice because I had never really seen that side of myself. In college, I was kind of a party girl. Like, I like to go out, but like, I feel like this was the first time I was really living like my grown up life, like grown and sexy life. And it was very fun for me. Like, it was just carefree and I loved it, but I definitely had to calm that down because those restaurants and stuff add up. So just remember, you live here now. You don't have to go crazy. Like, it's all gonna be there. Another thing I've learned while living alone is to be present. I am someone that is in my head a lot. Like, I'm always either thinking about the future or I'm thinking about the past. And I feel like I've learned that in order to truly be happy, you have to be present in the moment and really just appreciate the small things. Even something as simple as washing dishes, I'll be like, wait a minute though, but I'm washing dishes in my house. You know that episode of SpongeBob and he's like, look at me, I'm sweeping the floors at night. Like, that's how it feels. It's like, yeah, I have to take out trash, but it's my trash in my apartment. Like, it's just the little things like that I feel like I've learned to be more appreciative and live in the moment and be present and not think so much about what's coming or what has happened and just focus on what is here and now. Being present means that you have all these opportunities at your fingertips and you just have to take the plunge to do it. And the last point that I wanted to touch on in this video is that you are literally the pilot of your own life. I was watching a TikTok earlier and this lady said, you cannot be a passenger princess in your own life. And that was just like, whoa, you know? I've learned that nobody is literally nobody can live your life for you except for you. So like, you can wait for somebody to give you a handout. You can wait for a man to come swipe you off your feet and give you the world. You can wait for people to do things for you, or you can take the reins and do them yourself, which is something I have learned. Like I said, my kryptonite is procrastination, self-sabotage, but it's just so liberating knowing that you are literally in charge of your own life. Each day is a new opportunity and it is a new chance for you to start over. Like I was saying in the beginning, you can literally lay in bed for a week straight if you want to. You don't have to brush your hair. Nobody's there to see you. You can scroll on your phone. You can go out every night, invent something. Like, you are literally in charge of your free time. And like, that will become so much more apparent once you move out because, you know, it's just you. Like, unless you're living with roommates or something, but if it's just you moving out on your own, like, it's just you. Your mom is not there to tell you, hey, do your dishes, do your laundry, fold your laundry. Another thing that I've realized is keeping your house clean and doing chores and doing all that stuff is not a punishment. It is literally a form of showing yourself respect. I used to look at cleaning as like, ugh, I have to clean. It's such a chore. It's so boring. But it's like, it's not a chore. It's none of that. It's a non-negotiable. Like, you cannot live in squalor. You cannot live with dishes piled up to here. And honestly, yeah, I'm not the cleanest person. I can be messy sometimes. And like, once your house gets a certain way and you're like, hold on, this is not, first of all, I did all this trying to work for this house and now I'm going to treat it with disrespect by leaving clothes on the floor or not washing my dishes. No, I can't live like that. Like, having a clean house is a non-negotiable, and cleaning is a form of self-care. Cleaning is a form of respect. Like, having a clean house is crucial, especially if you are trying to take care of your health and mental health. Don't let that scare you. I know it sounds daunting, like you're in charge of your life. It all falls on you. That is scary, but like, there's also something so empowering knowing that, like, should anything happen, I got me. Like, I have my back. Should anything go wrong, like, it might be hard, it might be difficult, I may want to cry, but I'm always gonna have me. You feel me? It just feels so good to be a grown-ass woman and handling your bills and knowing that you come home to your house that you pay for, you cook your meals with the money out of your pocket. Like, there is something so empowering about that. So that is the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys are planning on doing any moves anytime soon. Are you moving to Houston? Are you moving out of the country? Where are you guys going? Do you also live in Chicago? Did you also make a move from New Jersey / Delaware to Chicago? Let me know. But that is going to do it for me. I will talk to you guys next week, and stay safe. I love you. And again, thank you so much for the 50 downloads, and let's get to 100 subscribers. All right. Okay. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.